we're not saying that it's going to be better to not work out on vacation, but it's going to be better. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Better Basics podcast. I am Matt Stone, and as always, I got my buddy Dylan Wald here with me. Dylan, what's up, man?
Hey, dude, you're rocking the bro tank today.
Well,
You're looking strong.
Thank you. I honestly, it's because I need to do laundry, and I don't have any other. I'm in this weird place where none of my shirts fit anymore. Anytime I go like this, they go like you can see my belly button.
Getting too strong.
I guess so, but it's good to see you, man. It's been a little while since we've hopped on and recorded one of these.
Yeah, it's been a bit. We took a trip.
Yeah.
You got the hat on.
That was what started the break, and then we've just been busy. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that trip was awesome. I actually haven't talked to you much since we got back.
No, yeah, we've taken a bit of a break from each other. Maybe we got sick of each other out there.
I don't
But yeah,
think so.
we spent what 9 days out west.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Desert Southwest. First time for me out there. We've done a lot of camping together over the years, but never in the desert. I really enjoyed it. The weather was amazing, hot in the day, cool at night.
Yeah.
Really remote, peaceful.
Yeah, that campsite at Big Bend was still like one of the best campsites that I've ever been to. It was incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. I've been on a bit of a national parks mission over the last decade, and I think Big Bend definitely climbed its way into the top 5 I've ever been to. Tough to get to, but once you're there, it's a pretty remarkable place.
It was awesome. But, the trip is, basically kind of inspired what our episode is going to be about today, which is taking a break and why sometimes it's actually in your best interest to take a break from the gym.
Yeah.
So, I guess a good place to start would be for just us to talk about how we feel, or and we're now weeks removed from the trip, so back in the gym and back on our routines. But I know personally, I felt amazing coming back. It was like I had a new energy for it. It's just gave my body some time to heal and recover, and I didn't notice any reductions in strength at all.
No, and if you do, it does come back pretty quickly. I was pretty reflective on it all. I think back to when I really started strength training consistently was August 2021, I believe. It was shortly after my bachelor party because I got married in October of 2021, and we started with the MAPS anabolic program at that time. And I quickly fell in love with it. But in those early days of really prioritizing consistency and trying to make sure that I did everything correctly and didn't miss a workout and was constantly progressing every time I showed up in the gym, if there was a point in time in my life where I'd miss a day or a week or whatever it was, it would really bother me. I'd have a hard time with it. It would stress me out. And it was even to the point where on my honeymoon, so I got married in the mountains in Tennessee, and MAPS Anabolic has these workouts in between the kind of core workouts where you use bands to continue to stimulate the muscle. And my dumbass brought those bands on my honeymoon and was
I remember that.
Getting up early, or when Courtney would go in the shower on the trip, I'd be hitting my 15-minute band workout, which like looking back on that was just so dumb. Like the week off would have been just as beneficial. And so I think important to now to recognize that not only is it okay to miss a week, but that there's also some, if you can have the right relationship with it, some really important benefits that can come with taking a break from the stress that comes with consistently working out, lifting weights, whatever it is.
Yeah, and understanding that, it's not all going to go away. And that's one of the biggest fears that a lot of people, I've noticed with new clients when they start to get in this routine and they're seeing all of these adaptations happening in their body for the very first time, and then they have a trip coming up. They've got a vacation. They're going to be out of the gym for, a week or, sometimes, maybe a little bit longer. And, they're freaking out and they're like, I've made all this progress. I don't want it to go away. And, it's easy for me to laugh it off and it, tell them it's going to be okay. But, it's really hard for somebody right away. And, so I guess like we're here to just tell you it's not going anywhere. It takes so much more work to build new muscle than it does to maintain it.
That's so
The
true. Yeah.
the hard part's done. Once you've built some muscle, that's the hardest part. And then once you have it, it becomes a hell of a lot easier to maintain. So, like you said, even if it does, you do take some time off, and even if you do have a regression when you come back in, that strength, it didn't leave. It didn't leave. You just have to, a lot of times, especially for newbies, it's just relearning the movement again, because the strength is all the same, but you just haven't done enough reps in whatever particular exercise is to have it memorized.
Yeah.
Where somebody that's been training for 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be, probably even less, honestly.
18 months, 2 years. I'm 2 years in. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been training consistently now, yeah, since, like you said, and actually, I
Two
mean,
and a
me
half.
too, honestly, like
Yeah.
we started right at the same time.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, like even I got back in the gym, and I had to work some stuff out in my squat. It wasn't perfect day one, but after a few sets, I still remembered how to do it. And then next thing you know, the strength is back because my form is back.
Hmm. Yeah, man. As somebody who is really consistent and pretty meticulous about logging my workouts, I got back in the gym after this trip for the first time and had those worries that I'm naturally still trying to work my way through anytime I take some time off. And I'm constantly reminded by the data, by my own tracking and progress, that my worries are silly because I'm running this program that we've been working on that we'll likely be sharing at some point. It's a 4-day a week kind of upper lower split sort of a program. And my bench press upon returning, and this is after 10 days of not bench pressing at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And after 10 days, I was 1 rep shy of where I'd been 10 days previously. And
Yeah. Okay.
then the next time I did it, I was already progressing again. So like it to your point is so true. I think there's a study that the Mind Pump guys share pretty frequently about a control trial where they took one group of strength athletes and had them run a program consistently for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took another group and had them run the same program, but every 4th week they'd take the week off. And the study showed that they basically gained and maintained the same amounts of muscle as the group that was not taking the week off. So like even in the data, it shows you that not only is it not detrimental, but that there can be some benefits as well.
Mm-hmm. And the important thing there, I think, is it's also worth noting that those are trained individuals too.
Yeah.
And so they are, especially when you're new to the gym, it can be really easy to push yourself beyond, what is necessary, so there's like that optimal training, the perfect amount of reps and sets that you need to do, to make the most out of your workouts. But then a lot of times we can push past that into, into this way, into this, overtraining, but still tolerable state. And our body's able to tolerate it, but that doesn't mean that it's optimal. And so taking that time off can, allow us to recover if we have been overdoing it a little bit. And now we're coming back more fresh physically, but there's also a huge mental side that is, I would say just as important as the physical.
Yeah, we should talk about that mental piece as well. I think that human nature in the pursuit of anything good is to assume that more will yield better or yield more, right? And so I think a lot of people assume that the way to gain more muscle is to do more workouts. And your point's really important. There's an optimal dose in all this, that too much can actually be detrimental to your overall progress, which is why good programming is really important. But it's important to keep in mind that muscle isn't built in the gym. It's built when you're in bed sleeping. It's about the recovery, really. It's the adaptation that builds muscle. So to your point, if you're really consistent and you're really up against the limits of maybe what's stimulating and giving you the ability to recover to build that muscle, that week away is like a reset. In fact, a lot of programs will program it in as a deload week, where you either lift significantly less or just take the week off to give your body a chance to really reset, recover, get back into the gym fresh. A good way to know if you're doing too much is if you are tracking your progress and you take that week off and you go back in the gym and you're actually significantly stronger. That means that you needed that break damn bad, and that what you were probably doing leading up to that was a bit more than you needed to do.
That's a really good point. So then, that's data for you to be like, well, now I know that what I was doing was probably overtraining. So how do I adjust that coming back in the gym? And realistically, it could be, it could be removing a day, or it could be just removing a couple exercises, or, changing up reps and sets. Maybe you're doing the same exact exercise routine, but you're dropping a set and maybe upping the reps a little bit, just changing, changing your focus. Or maybe you start doing, some unilateral stuff, or whatever it is, something to just shake it up a little bit. But you mentioned that deload week, and shout out to the Mind Pump guys, because actually that I heard them talking about the optimal training versus the perceived, the allowed, the amount that we're able to, the threshold that we're able to withstand, on a recent podcast of theirs. And they, in their new MAPS Anabolic Advanced, actually program a deload week into it as well. So if those guys are programming a deload week into their stuff, then I mean, there's something there.
Yeah. So just to kind of wrap on the physical piece, because I do want to hit on the mental. I think that piece is important as well, but there's maybe some things to look out for. Vacation or no vacation, right? That might suggest it's time to take a bit of a break. If you're really constantly sore, if your joints are aching or really sore, if you're just generally more fatigued than usual, right? You're not feeling energized from your workouts any longer. Maybe you experience some emotional changes. Maybe you're not sleeping well at night. Maybe your performance is starting to reduce. Those are alarm bells for, let's just take a reset here. Let's do a deload. Let's take a week off. Let's focus on mobility for a week, whatever it is. Those sorts of physical reactions could tell you it's time for a break. And then the other thing I just want to note is that if you are concerned about losing progress because of taking a week off, that while you are giving your body a chance to rest, important to continue to prioritize protein to maintain the muscle that you've built. And I think what's really critically important is that for the average person, let's not let 1 week turn into 2 weeks, turn into 4 weeks, right? So what you'll commonly see, the reason staying consistent is so important is because that is, as soon as there's a break in that consistency, it's really easy to completely fall off the wagon. So you'll see people who go on vacation, they'll no longer prioritize their protein, they'll drink every day, they'll eat a bunch of bullshit, they'll come back and they'll feel like everything they did over the course of that week has now been detrimental to the work they did for the 6 months before that.
Why
And
even
now
bother?
they fall back into the old bad habits. When in reality, right, it's okay to let yourself go have a few beers every day for a week, and to eat too much barbecue and have a few burgers and whatever it is. It's just important that when you get back to your life, that you reprioritize the things that you know are good for you, and you'll see the benefits. I mean, even if, like you said, you see some minor reduction in performance, those things will come back so quickly because you've earned them over the 6 month period of time prior to that week off.
Yeah. So physically, and that was such a awesome point that you just made. Physically, understand that a week off is not going to wreck any progress that you've made. It takes longer to build muscle than it does to maintain it. But then also understand that taking this week off is going to help you mentally just massively too, because you're going to come back fresh. You're going to come back excited. I mean, how often during a program, say you're doing a 16-week hypertrophy, split, and you're just tired on that week, week 12, week 13, you're just been doing the same general movements over and over again. You're just kind of tired of it. And, then it gets really easy to fall out of love with the work. And that's not to say that you have to enjoy every workout and every time you go into the gym. You should understand that the benefits are coming after the fact. But understanding that taking this time off is an opportunity to come back with a new level of excitement that maybe you haven't experienced in a while. Maybe it's something, it feels a bit more akin to when you were just getting into the gym in the first place and you couldn't wait to show up. And then, even that is just enough mentally to give you a physical boost.
Yeah, I think by reframing your relationship with it mentally, it's sort of like you come back and it's not, oh damn, I've got to get in the gym because I missed all these workouts. Rather, it's, wow, I gave myself an opportunity to refresh, to reset my mind, to reset my body, and I get to go back to the gym on Monday and get after it. And you really look forward to it differently than if it were some sort of like punishment or obligation that you had. So it's really about reframing your relationship with the whole thing. But man, I mean, we were out west. We were at that barbecue place and the server asked if I ordered a Modelo. The server asked if I wanted the small one or the big one. So I'm thinking, maybe the difference between a half pint and a pint or something.
She brought
16 ounce, 20 ounce beer. She brought us 40 ounce Modelo's or 32 ounce Modelo's, whatever they were.
Then we all got one.
Yeah, and it was just awesome. We drank beer, we drank a bar out of Buffalo Trace one night. And we never beat ourselves up for it. We ate well, we had fun, we got out in nature. We weren't worried about working out, we weren't really worried about what we ate. And when I got back, what did I do? I got back to what I know is good for me. I prioritized my protein, I ate some more vegetables, I got back to my consistency in the gym, and felt mentally refreshed, right? From the ability to give myself that space, which is so important.
Totally. And, I think it's, and it's worth saying that while we were on vacation, we were hiking, we were moving around and staying active, just not, we weren't in the gym. We weren't even doing body weight stuff. It's not like we were dropping down and doing push-ups or burpees or any sort of body weight circuit like that. We were just hiking, and, I would do some stretches because it, made me feel good, but it wasn't, wasn't any sort of obligation to do anything more than we wanted to do. And I think if we had gone on that trip a year or two ago, things might have been different for us. I think we probably would have,
Like
you
my
know,
honeymoon. Yeah.
right, exactly. Yeah, we would have, planned to pack bands or like have brought some, body weight circuits for us to try and do, or wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go on like a trail run or something, because that was, our mindset. So I do, I think it just is, it goes to show the growth that we've made, and the comfort level that we've made in the gym, where now we can, confidently say, as somebody who would have worked out on vacation versus someone who now will only do it if I really want to,
Mm-hmm.
this way's better, and
It is better.
you're going to enjoy yourself. And that's not to say, if you like working out on vacation, if that makes you genuinely happy, do that. We're not saying that it's going to be better to not work out on vacation, but it's going to be better to not work out on
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
yeah. And I just really want to emphasize it's not only the mental break, right? Or the mental benefit that you get from the break,
mm-hmm.
but rather the mental importance of the overall relationship with what it means to be healthy and to work out, right?
Right.
Health, fitness is more than just the gym itself. It's
Yeah.
healthy to be able to take a break from it, to step away from it, to prioritize your friendships, to prioritize other things in your life. That's healthy for you. And then to be able to come back to it without feeling like you fucked up, or that you missed out on something, or that you did something detrimental to yourself, is also very healthy. So that mental piece is as much about the break as it is about ensuring that your relationship with this whole health, fitness, workout journey is one that allows space for both, because both are very important.
It's all about balance, man.
Yeah.
It's just about balance. It's about that yin and yang, exactly like you talked about. You get to go to the gym, but you also get to not go to the gym. You get to work your butt off, and then you get to do absolutely nothing. And you get to enjoy both of those things. So, it's one of those just like sweet little dances of life, where if you can learn to not take any of it too seriously. You want to be serious when you're in the gym, but you don't want to carry that with you all the time. You want to enjoy your time with your friends and the time to relax and do absolutely nothing. But you don't want to do that every day. But it's important that you can live in those moments, because too often you're in one just dreaming about the other. The grass is greener, and like the only grass that I know about is the one that's under my feet right now. It's the only one that I can say how green it is. So I might as well just enjoy it, whether it's green or not. And you're just gonna be a lot happier of a person in general.
Yeah, it's really beautifully said. The grass here is very brown. We haven't had rain in
Dude,
what
it's been
feels like weeks.
we're in a drought, man.
Yeah, we
And here,
brought the desert home with us.
up here, it's been hazy because we have the smoke from the Canadian
Yeah,
wildfires. So is it like that down by you guys too?
it is. I read this morning that the air quality in New York City yesterday was the worst in the world.
Damn.
That 24 hours outdoors was the equivalent to smoking 6 cigarettes,
Wow.
which is
And
crazy.
that's the same thing. That's the
Same fires. They're all across Canada and they're all getting pushed south. Yeah, if you look at photos of New York, it's eerie. It looks post-apocalyptic.
Wow. I mean, I just know our sunsets and the moons have just been wild here because there's just been a haze
Yeah,
over every.
yeah.
But we definitely, we need rain. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, it's rain, because if not, we're in trouble, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, we don't need to make this one too long. I think
I think we got.
we've both done our best to kind of articulate the point. It's just really important to give yourself a break here and there. And I think everything you just said about just the overall perspective on life and how it's really the balance that's important. work hard, get your butt in the gym, get consistent about it, and you'll earn what's required to be able to take some time away to prioritize other things that are also important to your overall health and well-being. And then you get back to it and give it your all again without beating yourself up for any of it. Have the burger, have the salad. It's like, yeah.
Enjoy it. I mean, yeah, that's it, man. I think like that we've said all that we need to. So you know, if you guys want more information like this, please, you know, give our podcast a subscribe, please share it, YouTube, and then you can follow me at The Basic Trainer to figure out what's going on, you know, with our training stuff. So anything else that we gotta say before we get out of here, Dylan?
I don't think so, Matt. See you next time.
All right, I'll see you next time.